let's say every year in your practice, you have a goal of investing, call it, 2% of your collections back into practice enhancements, or 3%. You might not do it every year, but every third year you might do it. Let's say you're doing $1 million of collections, you got 3% and $30,000 a year. That's your annual amount, which means every 3 years you have $100,000, or every year you're going to do 30.
Which you could easily put back into a practice.
Yeah. You could say, okay, I build a calendar of things that I know I'm going to want to do throughout my career, and I'm going to make sure I stick with that. The question is it best to do that with cash, or is it best to do that with debt? And every 3 years, instead of writing that $100,000 check, you can kind of say, maybe I'll refinance my practice loan from $250 to $350.
Yeah.
Because, my payment will be the same. I started my loan at $350. It's been 3 years. I've paid it down, and now I'm going to refinance it, add some debt.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take that $100,000 and just keep my payment the same. Mm-hmm. That way I can keep my retirement plan contributions going. I can pay off my house.
Yeah.
I can take some vacations.
And the business gets something it needs.
And the business gets its $100,000.
Because what you bought 3 years ago is now old, and it's not the newest thing anymore.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe your interest rates can be lower too at that point. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's just better financing options.
Yeah.
And so that thinking about your practice in those terms, more around how much every year am I going to put back into this to keep my practice competitive and fresh, and keep that ROI that we talked about earlier at that 18 to 20+% profit instead of 10 or 8 or 5 or 0. It's really essential.